Wagwa! I've got my coffee again. It's morning, early morning. It's not that early actually. I don't actually know what time it is. Right, I think I'm going to whack in. In fact, let me just put some water in first. I'll go up to that little line there, drawn a couple horizontal lines. That one's got a slight curve in it, that one curves us that way a little bit. Yeah, that'll do. A bit of water on there. And I'm thinking, my palette's opposite way round. I'll switch it round so I get confused easy. Right, so let's say a little bit of Payne's grey in there, just Payne's grey this is. What's on just Misty colours and there, like that bit of Payne's grey. Yeah. I think actually I might flip it back now. I'll just whack a bit of blue in, I think. Yeah, that was quite a nice thing. Right, now then, back into me Payne's grey. There's a bit of Payne's grey and burnt umber in this. Right, there's some, try a bit there, see how much it mists. So the top tree's about there, there's a big one about there. It comes into a smaller one about there. I'm just working off a photo. It looks like it comes up about there, but that one's probably covered up anyway. One will get covered up in a minute. I'll spin it back upside down again. See if I can. If I go upside down it, I could do with them edges being slightly softer than what they are. Drink a bit of coffee. Might actually have a dry. In fact, I probably will in a minute. Let me spin it back again. See that little line there? That looks like there's some lighter bushes just coming in front. I quite like that. Right, anyway. I need a really pale green colour now. Let me wash my brush. There's a bit in here. In fact, let me just put some water in there. It's a really pale green. Actually, I've got some green here. This might do it. I've got some green here just on the side of my palette. And it's got some Chinese white mixed in. Might just do it. Let's just go across with it, see what it looks like. It's looking quite sort of, I think that's similar to what I want. That bit, no, that'll be covered up in a minute. Is that enough? Not bad at all, that. I'll put a bit more green into it. I think I might get a bit more up and might bit maybe. What I could do with really, this bit here could do with softening a little bit. So try and soften it. It might bring some of that blackish, greyish colour into here. So I'm not sure if that's enough. Just wet that brush, I'll take that bit out there. I don't think it's going to matter. Right, let me turn the tonic upside down. because this thick line here, what's appeared, I don't want that. I want this to be a misty thing. So I don't want a thick line there. In fact, I know what I'll do. We turn that back round. I know what I'll do. I want to put a bit more of that green in. Tad more. Oh, that looks nice. Tad more of that in. And then I'm going to come in with that grey and soften that edge with that like that. Look. That's better, isn't it? And then if I turn that upside down, again, I'm probably sick of seeing it swizzling round. Soften that top bit of that back in. Then spin it back again. Oh, I bet you're sick of me. Yeah. Just clean water. Is that right? Is that soft enough? I think so. Let's get it dry. That's pretty good. I'm just going to say now, I'm going to put a bit of Chinese white into there to mist it a bit more. If you're on good quality waterpaper, you can just use water and take some of that paint out and do the same. But on this paper, I'll just damage my paper. So instead, I'm going to put some Chinese white on to get my white back. But like I say, if you're on a decent quality watercolour paper, you can do the same thing by literally just, if I've added a bit of that designer's white gouache in as well. But yeah, you could do exactly the same thing on some decent paper. And just with water and just by rubbing a bit of colour out. There we are. That's hopefully when that's dry, that'll just look like mist. Oh, so I'm happy with that. That'll do. Right, I've got to crack on. I've gone 8 minutes prattling about with that little tiny bit. Right, wash that brush out now. I think I've done with that. I'm going to go into my big spiky brush now. So I'm just on bushes now. Right, right. This is similar. I need some really pale green mixing. So I think I'm just going to get onto a load of Chinese white again. So it's Chinese white and green. Let's have a look. Just to pale that green right down. I think you can do it with just water, but just using plenty of water on your brush, but I don't know, I feel a bit more confident in a bit of Chinese white in there as well, just to help with the situation. I mean, look at that, that's just that colour mixed with a load of water, and it's working quite pretty good. So I've got just water on one side of this spiky brush, and I've got a mixture of green and Chinese white on the other. I think the darker green bits are all in this bit in here. So because I've got Chinese white on, I can get more of this spiky look to it, and still have a pale colour. So that's where your Chinese white comes in handy. Just stuck to it a bit more. Water, a bit more council pop on the brush. In fact, that comes down. This comes down. You see, I've got that spiky bit on the edge there, look. I wouldn't get that with the water. I'd struggle to get it. This comes down to about there, actually. Put plenty of water on, more of that, and I'll soften that in a bit. See, I'm just switching around. One side's got water on, one side's got paint on. I'm really pleased with that. That's perfect for what I wanted. I love that. That's quite misty, still quite far back there is. Actually looking, it looks like that comes sort of down more at an angle about like that. Soften it in a tad with that watery bit. Here we are, job's a good one. I'm just having a little think now. I think now I'll put this foreground in. So my bush is on this side. Do my foreground in first, right? Like a sip of coffee. Trying to watch time. I don't want to take up loads of your time. I know everyone's got busy lives. If you're sort of learning how to paint, or you're just watching it to relax, you've still got busy lives. So I don't want to be taking too much time up. If I can learn you to paint or relax you without taking up too much of your time, then it's a Brucey bonus. I put some yellow into my palette last night, so I had time to dry. A lot of people prefer to use the wet paint squeezed straight from the tube, and then some people use things like that. I'm not using that in a minute. Well, I'm just using that white. Some people use things like that where it's dried, but I find it's more economical with my paint, and I've just got used to doing it working from the dried. But there's no right or wrong, just do whatever suits you. No right or wrong way. Right, plonk a bit of green into this yellow now, so I get a bit of a, oh, that's a lovely bright green. A bit of a nice sort of streak across there, bright green in that. That's nice. And then actually there's a bit of, I'm sorry, that was disgusting. A bit of a browny green coming in. Just about there, something like that. It just sort of fades out. I'm going to leave that now. I might come back in and do a bit more on top of that, thicken it up a bit. Probably will. But for now, I'm going to leave that. Squeeze that brush out. Stick that in my water. Stick it in, get some pop. Right, back to my spiky brush in a minute. In fact, let me think. Let me have some more coffee while I can think. I'm going to do my bright colours first with this. No, it's like a... this brush, let me just get some water, a bit of council pop into this yellow. It's like a bright yellow, but it's quite a white yellow. I might need to add some Chinese white to this as well. It's a really, really pale yellow. So I'll add some Chinese white to it. We'll see what that looks like. So it sort of comes far in away. It's about there, I think. Comes into there like that. Down there, and it comes up there like that. A big bit sticking out. A few more bits like that. And then these bits sort of curl around like that. and there's a bit there. That's it. There's another plank coming in front of there as well, but I think I might leave it. Oh, then again, shall I pop it in? I'm trying it to simple down if I can. I might pop it in. I am trying to simple down. Right, so that's that. I'm going to get now the darker colour. Oh, that's perfect, I think. Right, so now I'm going to blend this colour up into that. It's not too dark. Let me put some white into that. It's a bit too dark. Put a bit of white into that and all. Is that not ducking down? Come here! There. It's not very relaxing if I have to keep shouting at me palette, is it? Doofus is bringing his girlfriend to meet the family in a bit. Can't wait. Her second name's Kebab. What a ridiculous name. So I'm just playing with my phone there. Something happened on my phone. I don't really know what happened, but something happened with it. Oh, that bit there where I was going to put that other little plant in was in photo. I've just gone over it. Something happened with my phone. I thought it had stopped, so I went into it. While I was prattling about with that, I went over there where I was going to put that plant. I'm not bothered. I always say simple things down, so there's enough going on in here without sticking an extra plant in anyway, so it's probably benefited me not to get carried away. There's another bush down here. It's got bits coming up like that, so I'll try and get that shape with some negative paint down there. Right, I'm going to go into some really dark green now, so I'm adding some burnt umber and some dark green. See what that looks like. This is coming into here. Oh, I think that's about perfect. That's coming into there like that. Mainly coming in on these bits right at the bottom. There's not much on top. That's nice. Oh, I think that looks lovely. I'm happy with that. And then I'll have some really bright colours back in here again in a minute. I wonder if I can even just not clean that brush. Let's try it. And just go straight into a bright yellow and take it bright again. Hopefully. Sometimes it's easier just to squeeze your brush. Oh no, that's worked. Actually, I should have squeezed that dark colour back into my dark palette, but I've done it now. Right, so that's a nice green colour going up into there, into there, into there. I'll cover all that in, but I'm going to go really dark in this bottom bit. That's that. Now I need that really dark again, so I'm going to go back into that now. That's the same colour as that one, hopefully. Yeah, oh that's nice. Get that in there. I think I'll leave that at that. Shall I? Tell you what, I'm going to go right into some Payne's Grey. Get some really darks in there. Look at that, looks lovely, doesn't it? Payne's Grey. Just stick a couple of dabs in there as well. Not much, just a couple of dabs of Payne's Grey in there and not much. There we are. Oh, I like that. That's that. I've got to darken up this side and all, but this one's much further back, so got to be a lot more careful. So I think what I'll do, I'll just try that. I think I'll stick that same Payne's Grey colour into some Chinese white, so same colour, just a bit more fainter. Into there like that. Just going to get me this brush with some water on it and just use that to soften. I could wet one side of my brush again, but I've got all paint on my brush, so I think it won't waste it. Just use a separate brush. Paint's too expensive. Oh, that's what I was saying, wasn't it? Doofus is introducing his new girlfriend to the family, and her name's Kebab. Second name, surname, Kebab. What is... I've had to swear, not technically. Oh, I won't mind, but first name's Donna. Oh, make me sound like yeah, there we are. Soften that in. See how that one looks further back? Doofus, my stepbrother, that way. Right, I think I'm going to get some Payne's Grey out corner of my brush. Just pop it in. And I'll soften it in a minute. Just little bits, especially towards the bottom there. That's probably enough. And then, same again, I'll soften in with this brush. That's just further. Does that look alright? That's much further back than that, you see. Oh, in fact, I've just noticed. I know there's something look wrong about this. That comes right down to there. I knew there was something looking wrong about it. Then it comes out right over here. Sorry about that. I knew there was something wrong. Just looking at it, I thought there's something wrong. So if I get that, if I soften that now, because it's still a bit further away, especially on that bit there, soften that in. And in fact, soften that bit in and all, because this like shadows coming off it. I think maybe it's light's coming in that way, looking at these shadows. So I'll soften that in as well. That's probably putting a bit more on that anyway in a bit. Right, so I'm into Payne's Grey now in this bottom bit. That's nothing. Then I'll just, like I say, soften that in there so it looks like a shadow, because it looks like that's where it is. There's a shadow coming pretty much straight across there on my photo. And then curve it up that way, because that's the run of the land. These smears here, I'm going to put another layer on here, so not really want that too much. Soften some of that in. Time we're on 23, I need to go and move on. Faster! Right, that's that. I wonder if I can... Tell you what, I'll put some background stuff in now. This is the fiddly bit. Use that brush. Right, now then. This is going to be hard. It's about there. And about there. About there, there's another one. There's one about there. Right, now, what shall I do with them? Shall I just dab them? I need them to be quite faint. See what happens if I just... Oh, that's better. That takes them quite faint. That's that one. That one. I need the back ones really faint. That one's a bit closer. This one's closest. But they're all quite faint. So that's pretty good. Right. designer's white gouache. I'll go straight from tube actually. I've got a little blob on it, but this always works better straight from tube. Because this will look dead bright when I put it on, but it melts as it dries. It sort of loses its strength a lot. What, this is so misty, I don't think it'll matter if it does. Right, so there's a bit there, there's a bit there. That one sort of got a white head on it, it's perhaps. Really, no, but that one definitely has. That's its bum, that side. And its head sort of down there. But look at that, if you just look, just so you see, this one's virtually just black. It's got a little bit of white underneath, maybe a white leg. Maybe a white patch there. If you look at it, there's no detail in there. You can't really tell that they're cows. I don't think there's even any shadow under there. I might put a bit of shadow under in a bit, but they're little cows, miles away. I've not put any detail in, don't worry about it. Right, some more coffee. 26 minutes. Right. Wash this brush out. I'm going to thicken this foreground up a bit. So, coming into some pure yellow to start with. Some of that in there. I'll leave that little white highlight there. So I've got some pure yellow on there. Some pure yellow in there. Coming down there. There's that brown bit there. I like to get some lovely, some bright green. That can come in there like that to blend into that pure yellow, and that'll help with that shadow colour. That looks nice. I'll have a streak of that down there like that, and I'm going to leave, dip into a bit of water and blend that bit in. I do want to leave some of this original colour underneath. Right, there's that nice brown colour. What sort of comes across? A bit there, a bit of strength, and some of that back up, bit there. It's that lovely brown colour what we're in there. Into that. Bit in there and all. Right then, tell you what, I'm going to just push into that really dark green. To the bottom of here, and just blend that shadow in there like that. I like that. I like this drippy area here. I quite like. Right. Right. One more thing to do. Right. Let me get what colours on this brush. I'm going to build this up a nice, in fact that's perfect, nice bright green. Right in here, there's a massive tree. Right across here, it comes probably in a little bit here. And a bit there. That's it, and then there's some more bright bits about there. That's perfect. Right, I need to darken that colour now. So I get some burnt umber and some green. Right, let's have a look at that. So as I come down here, blend some of that into there. There's some bits in here what sort of got a bit on bottom, and then blend into that there. Give me another highlight about there. That's perfect, then it blends into that again there. That's about right. And on this bottom bit, slightly lighter colour comes out too. About there like that. And then I'm going to go into just some Payne's grey. Not really, really dark. And just come around there like that. It's literally just Payne's grey, and even that's softening as it's mixing the other paint up, softening out. So I'll stick a bit more, in fact I'll go burnt umber, Payne's grey, come back into that bit there, back in there, just softly burn. And maybe into some of that dark green again. Or over that burnt umber with some just dark green. That'll look pretty good when that's dry. So that's that bit. I nearly forgot that bit. Oh yeah, I'm happy with that. I like that. I think we're nearly there. I think what I'm going to do. That's nice. Right, got a few more little things to do. I'm going to pop in. I'll use this brush. I'll pop in a tiny bit of, probably just a dark green, just under some of these bits here, just so it has got a bit of a shadow, just to ground them to the floor. Something like that. That's now going to want softening off. It's a bit too much, but something like that. And just wet round that to soften it. That'll do, that looks sound when it's dry. Right, now then, I'm going to dry on this now. Nearly done. Right, I'm going to get this brush. Let me get some designer's gouache and that brush. Just pop it on my palette there, a little blob on it, and then I'm going to mix that with some yellow. Oh yeah, it's perfect. That's perfect. So, designer's gouache and yellow. It's really pale. Stick it in there like that. There's these little highlighted bits there. Just in there, little highlighted bits. Maybe even put a few up there like that. Where's my colour there? Coming in there as well. That's that. And then right in here, there's these. Right, where are they? Sort of here in this darker bit. These ones. These are just yellow flowers. Pop them in, they look nice. We're nearly done. I know I've took up loads of your time. I'm nearly on 35 minutes. That's a long time for me. There we go. That's that. Some little white, some little yellow flowers on there. That's that. Little ones highlighting there, they're fading back but still look nice. Right, tiny little brush. Let's get Peter and Paul in there, out looking for a few worms as usual. Here we are. I really do like this one. There we are. Peter, Paul. Yeah, That dry enough for a bite? Bite. Right there, boy. Day, birthday day. Don't put your signature too low because it might end up behind your mount. You have a mount and then a frame on a watercolour. Right, that's it. It's misty fields with some little cows in the background. I'm quite happy with that. You can just see that that's a field there, and it gets a bit ambiguous, whatever that word is. Well, you're not sure what's happening there. It looks just misty trees. Could be another field there to about there. I don't know. Couldn't even see on photo. Don't know. Don't care. Didn't look photo. It's nice. Right. I'll see you on beach, Babbitt. In it.